going back, we have to go back to the first of the year, January 2025. You heard Hannah Erdman mention it. Actually, you heard Brennan talk about that coldest temperature. We hit a record low on January 22nd, minus 10 degrees. It was actually the coldest temperature that we had here in the Valley since 2018. But overall, the entire month was cold. And again, you heard Hannah mention that a little over 5 degrees below normal with that monthly average temperature. Now, this year wasn't a year of really record-breaking extremes here across the Valley as a whole. But again, you just see that there was notable events, of course, and this was definitely the coldest January we had in about 10 years. So that didn't crack the top 10, Paul, but it definitely was something that was worth talking about.
Off to a cold start. And you know, it's interesting. We started January cold, and we're wrapping up the year here. What are we dealing with? Well, we've had cold and snow. In fact, as we take a look there, that is our December, and we got a little video of that here as we've had plenty of this above average for us here as we've made our way through the month, Craig.
Yeah, Jerry Ricciuti went out on December 2nd. That was one of our bigger snows of the winter so far, and he was able to kind of interview and walk and work with the snowplow driver for the day. And of course, you could see they do a lot of good work for us, keeping us safe on the roadways, and that has been a big part of our winter so far this year. So that's why we have it at number 4. Definitely, of course, fresh in our minds too. Most snow we've seen in December since 2020. That year we saw about over 30 inches. So we've seen about half of that. But compared to the last several years, Paul, as you know, we haven't had much this time of the year for snow. Of course, we didn't have that white Christmas this year, but at least we did have a good bout of that cold throughout this month.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of been bookmarked here with cold and snow for the month as we wrap it up, cold and snowy too. Something completely opposite, Craig, and our honorable mention is, of course, the hotter summer we had.
Right, and we talked about that a little bit, and this is going to be our third number 3 story here as we get closer to our number 1. Was the summer in general. You heard Brennan talk about those 12 days at or above 90 degrees. Normally in a summer, we have about 7. So we were above normal on that. June as a whole was the 8th warmest June on record. So there was one where we did crack a record book in the top 10 for sure. But the mean average temperature for those months of June, July, and August, that's meteorological summer, was 71.1 degrees. So a little over an inch warmer than our normal and our warmest summer since 2021 overall. So, of course, Paul, we were talking about that quite a bit when it came to the dry weather. We'll be talking about that later too, but definitely the heat was something that we really became a story this summer for sure.
Craig, that is something I really remember. I remember sweating a lot early in the summer, thinking, did we move to the south? What's changed for us here? So from top 5 here, we talked about the honorable mentions. Number 5, January, the cold. And again, we put this together. You put this list together, and as meteorologists on our staff, we did this countdown. And so the top 5 was January, the cold, December, and we're still dealing with December's weather here as we put this together tonight, cold and snow, and we've got that still going for us. And then, of course, the hot summer. That's 1, 2, and 3, Craig. Now, what do we have coming up after the break?
Yeah, Paul, we're gonna go do the final 2. We're gonna get the second most important, or what our meteorologist thought was the second most important, and our top weather story of 2025. We'll kind of get into a little bit of the particulars of kind of what made those storm systems and those events so critical for our weather here at home, something that we don't see often, but it does happen from time to time.